Now hello, this is Clemens from AutoTonic, and in this video I want to try to quickly set up something very interesting what we can do now with AutoTonic with the new recent features. So I want to set up here one instance that will be listening to my keyboard but not output any signals. So instead I'm going to route it to the control port I have set up here. So the control port is really unused and does not do anything here. And from this control MIDI port, I will grab the signals later for key switchings. So there's a scale F sharp, and it's the major pentatonic. So by setting up the correct scale, there will be outputs on the black notes, black keys only. And so my input signals now will result in black key signals on this unused control port. And one thing to mind here that is especially important is that I'm inputting and outputting on channel port 1 only. So the next thing I will do for this particular setting here is create a new instance by clicking on this double square. Whoops, there we go. And we will set up, here we go, we will set up this second instance. When we take the routings, we will listen to the same keyboards, but not output the signal on the control port here, but output the signals onto my sound generating MIDI port. So the signals will go to the Yamaha-Soundcard in my case. But as it was important before as well, we have to make sure that in this case the output is going to the, damn it, I would have done quite well so far. I've tried this video before, but the touch screen is not working properly now. So the signals going to port 1 of the Yamaha-Soundcard as well, and the signals from the control instance, I will call this the control and the playing instance. Okay, control instance does not output any sounds or does not generate any sounds and outputs only the black key signals. And the playing instance, now important here, listens to both the control port, so where these signals are coming from, so the header switchings will be automated here, as well as the MIDI keyboards. So here we have sound generated, here we don't have sound generated, but we'll trigger the other instance with header switchings. But when we use the MIDI keyboard, both instances will listen to the white key notes. So we have at the same moment a signal going into the sound card as well a header switching. Okay, as we don't want to use every black key for header switchings here, there is now this new, when you click on this output label, there's coming up this overlay here, and we will deactivate or respectively activate only those we will need. So for example, I want to use some visual references here. So I will use this C for one switch. So I will unmute this single key here, this one, by clicking here. Now it turns gray. So this will be now outputted as header switch. This instance sends the header switching to here. The control instance sends the header switch signal to the playing instance by playing the C here. As well, the playing instance listens to the C and outputs the according mapping. So we can also change the mappings here and, for example, lock these. So we have here a F sharp pentatonic. Now always toggling on this particular white key. So what I want to do next is, for example, use the B here to be another header switch, and so we will unmute it here. I will show it you more closely here. So this B will be the second header switch. We have one here, you can see it switching here, and the second one is this B switching here. So these are two different switches here now. And well, here I will lock the header as well, so we have also the visual reference here that we're using this as the first switch and this as the second. And what we can especially do now is to choose, for example, the ascending, descending minor scale. So ascending is the Aeolian. We can open also the library here, see Aeolian, and it's on F sharp. And descending, we will use the library here to, or it's the other way around. So let's switch it here. Okay, so we have ascending is melodic minor, and descending will be the Aeolian. So when we play now the scale upwards until here, there we will be using the ascending melodic minor scale, and descending then we will be using the minor Aeolian scale. And the difference lies in here in the scale modifier. So you can see there is the difference here. Ascending is having the 6th and 7th, and descending is Aeolian with the lowered 6th and lowered 7th. So let's play this now and listen to how it sounds. And now descending. And it automatically switches, as you saw here, when coming across the desired key. So this is especially useful when using such phrasings where you use different scales in upward, in ascending, descending movements. But you can also, of course, use this in cases of chords. So for example, let's do some inversion here. Oh, I lost, no, there it is. Okay, so we have now here the so we have to lower this as well because it's really high. Let's just lower it a complete octave. So there you go, with these particular scales. This is was just an example for using a control instance to trigger the playing instance. You could do this, of course, with multiple instances. There are no limits. Yeah, this was just this example to start here with. Great, thank you for watching.